It's that time of year again. We are officially in holiday season. With the passing of Halloween and Thanksgiving rapidly approaching right around the corner, it's time to start shopping. But the threat of COVID might have you shopping exclusively online this year. Before you start shopping online, check out these 10 things to remember. Your identity and your wallet will thank you. Welcome to the Carrie Kursky Show, your partner in the fight against identity theft, fraud, and cyber threats. I'm your host, Carrie Kursky. Number 1, beware search result deception. Online shopping is easier than ever. Not sure where to buy a specific item? Want to make sure you're getting the lowest price? Simply search the internet by the name of the product and voila, there you go. You have all your answers. But how do you know if you are getting the real product from a legitimate business? Should you go with the website listed at the top of the search results? Not necessarily. Search results can be manipulated. They're manipulated by SEO, which is search engine optimization, paid ads, and Google's complicated algorithm. Being at the top of the search results doesn't mean that it's the best choice, and it doesn't mean that it's a legitimate organization. It only means that that organization knows how to play the game to get to the top. Most often, the first 5 or so results are going to be paid ads. And sometimes you can tell because next to it, next to the website or URL or description, it's going to say the word ad. So don't always go with the first one that pops up. Read down a little bit and do some of your own checking. Number 2, HTTPS means that it's safe, right? Well, let's look at what it means. HTTPS means that the website has paid for a security certificate stating that the information transmitted on that website will be encrypted. So before you enter any payment information or any sensitive information, look for HTTPS or the locked padlock. If you don't see it, move along, go to another website because your information is going to be floating out in cyberspace for anyone to get access to. But HTTPS does not mean the company that owns the website is a legitimate company. The bad guys can also buy security certificates just like a legitimate business. That means bogus scam websites could have HTTPS and could have a padlock. Number 3, too good to be true. Beware of websites that offer the items for a ridiculously low price. Most of the time, you'll never get the item, or if you do, it's a cheap knockoff. So stick to known websites or companies that have been around for a while or companies where you have already purchased items online from before. Number 4, look beyond the slick website. Anyone can create a slick professional website. All they have to do is hire someone who's really good at graphic design and website creation. So it's impossible to judge a company by the look of its website. As a private investigator, some of the best websites I have found were actually owned by scammers. So before you decide to buy something from a certain website, you got to do a little bit of checking. How do you check? Number 5, research the website. Before you buy anything from an unknown source or website, that's a website where you've never purchased anything from them before, or you don't have any friends or family that have purchased from them, what you can do is do an internet search by the name of the website or the company, followed by either the word complaints or review or scam. If you're only searching by the website name or company name, you might not see the real information. Remember, I already told you about search result deception and about how people can play the game to get to the top. So by adding the word complaints or review or scam after the name, you'll see different results. This also works for a product you see advertised on social media, offered by an unknown company. Before you make the purchase, spend a few minutes checking out the company online. Number 6, how to read reviews. So I told you need to search for reviews about the company, but how do you know the difference between legitimate and fake and good reviews and bad reviews? And I'm not talking about product reviews. I'm talking about reviews of the website or the company where you're going to make the purchase. Don't just go by the reviews on the organization's website. They can be faked. It's really easy. They could say Bob bought our product and loved it, or pretend to be Bob saying I love this product or I love this company, and the company created them all themselves. Also, beware of Yelp reviews. I've had a few clients that had fake negative reviews left by people that never even used their service. It could have been a competitor or just someone who didn't like what they posted on social media. Another alternative you can look at is the BBB's website, which is the Better Business Bureau, and they will often, if people have a complaint about a company, they'll post it there, and then they'll kind of give a grading for the company. But again, use your own judgment, because I've found that if you pay the Better Business Bureau to be a so-called member, you can actually have a higher grade level. You can get an A or an A+, but if you don't, you might end up with a B. So again, read the reviews and read more than just the bad ones. I like to read some good and some bad. This gives me a feel for the website. If most of the reviews are complaining about misrepresentation of the product, or that it didn't arrive on time, or that it didn't arrive at all, there's a good chance you will not be happy buying from that company. Taking the time to read the reviews before you make a purchase could end up saving you time and aggravation later. Number 7, forms of payment. When shopping online, never use a debit/credit card. That is a credit card that's linked directly to your bank account, meaning when you buy something, the amount comes directly out of your bank account. What you want to use online is a good old-fashioned regular credit card. One that where when you make a purchase, it creates a debt, and then that's a debt you have to pay usually the end of the month or the next month. The reason you want to use a credit card as opposed to a debit credit card is that in the event that card information is compromised, you are not at risk of having your bank account wiped out. Another alternative is to use something like PayPal. I use this option because the seller never sees my payment information. PayPal is the go-between, and it minimizes exposure of your payment information. Now, not all websites accept PayPal as a form of payment, and there are other things out there. You don't have to use PayPal. There are other ones similar out there that you can use as well. So depending on where you're buying from, whatever options they give you, try to put up as much of a barrier in place as possible, so to prevent them from actually seeing your payment information. But if you don't have that option, go with a good old-fashioned straight credit card. Number 8, reconcile those statements. After the holiday shopping spree, some people prefer to avoid looking at their December statements. I think they refer to it as a holiday shopping hangover. Well, that's a huge mistake. The longer you wait to detect and report the fraud, the more financial liability you could have. So it's crucial, especially around holiday shopping season when the bad guys are out having a heyday, it's crucial that you monitor your account transactions. For example, I have the apps for my financial institutions on my phone. This allows me to check any transactions in my accounts. I check them every morning when I get up, and I also check them again before I go to bed. I know it seems a bit obsessive, but if you were in my industry and you did what I did, you'd be a little paranoid too. But the earlier you detect and report the fraud, the faster it will be resolved. Number 9, guest checkout. If you do not intend on purchasing from that website ever again, consider using guest checkout if it's available. Meaning you don't have to create an online account with them, you can check out as a guest. By doing it this way, you can avoid getting on their spam, email list. Not all websites will allow the guest checkout, and in that case, try to use an alternative email. Now, it needs to be an email that you actually use because they're going to send you the purchase confirmation, but it could be one that you don't use that often. But if you only have one email address and you have to create an account in order to check out, fine, go ahead. What you can do is if you notice you start getting a lot of emails from that organization and you have no interest in buying from them again, just simply unsubscribe. Now, it's safe to unsubscribe for this one because it's something you had actually signed up for. But if you see something come through that you've never signed up for, never heard of, be very careful on clicking on unsubscribe. We'll talk about that in another episode. And number 10, save your receipts. After completing the transaction, print or save the confirmation or receipt. It might have a transaction ID number, purchase confirmation number, whatever it's called, make sure you save it. So what I do after I made a purchase online and before I close out that window, I check my email to see if I've received the receipt or confirmation. That's if they send one by email. Not everybody sends one by email. If they don't, or if I haven't received it, then I will print the confirmation page as a PDF or as an actual hard copy, print it out. That way I have it for my records, and I'll do that before I close out that window. So don't just make your purchase, get the confirmation, and they say, oh, we're going to send you an email, and you close it out. Well, if you never get that email, you don't have proof of that purchase. And if for some reason you never receive the item, or they charge you more than agreed upon, or maybe the item is damaged, you're going to need to have that receipt or that confirmation as your proof of purchase. So holiday shopping is done, the presents are wrapped, they're under the tree, or actually before they get under the tree, there's one more thing we need to talk about. If watching out for scammers while shopping online wasn't enough, enter the porch pirates. Porch pirates will be on the prowl looking for these unattended packages to steal. So keep track of when deliveries are expected and bring them inside as soon as possible. Some people have even installed security cameras to catch the bad guys in the act. I'm not sure if this is actually deterring the bad guys from stealing the packages, but at least you have proof of the theft. Now, you can sign up for an online account with the United States Postal Service, USPS.com, the UPS, all these UPS, USPS. So let me start over. You can also register for an online account with the United States Postal Service, UPS, and FedEx. Those are most of the shipping companies that are going to be used when you're buying your purchases during the holiday season. By setting up the online account, you will get notifications of when your package is expected to arrive. And sometimes you can even track it and see it, a little map of when it's going to be delivered, so you can kind of coordinate of when to be home or when to get it, or have somebody else pick it up for you, or hide it or put it somewhere else. And it's also as proof of delivery. So it's a great option. If you don't have these online accounts, go ahead and set them up. Well, that's it. I want you to have fun shopping and remember these tips. So what's your holiday shopping strategy for this year? Do you plan on doing more shopping online, or are you still going to go out on, Black Friday and wait in line? I don't know if we can even do Black Friday anymore, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. Or you could be like my husband, who waits until Christmas Eve right before the mall closes to do all of his shopping. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that this year either. But anyways, I want to hear from you. Are you going to change how you do your holiday online shopping this year? Are you doing more online? Doing all of it online? Let me know. Tell me in the comments section below. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch or listen to this episode. I greatly appreciate it. That's it for today. And until next time, what have you done to protect your privacy?